Param Vijayate Sri Kṛṣṇa Sankirtanam, total world victory of Hari Kṛṣṇa. Welcome back to another Bhagavad-gita class with your host, me, Prahlad. New location, but same content. Today we're doing Bhagavad-gita 421. Let's get into it. Yep. Nirāśīr yata-cittātmā tyakta-sarva-parigrahaḥ śārīraṁ kevalam karma kurvan nāpnoti kilbiṣam nirāśīr nirāśīḥ without desire for the results. Yata controlled. Citta-ātmā mind and intelligence. Tyakta-sarva-parigrahaḥ giving up. Sarva all. Parigrahaḥ sense of proprietorship over all possessions. I think that's the word. Śārīraṁ in keeping body and soul together. Kevalam only. Karma work. Kurvan doing so. Never. Āpnoti does not acquire. Kilbiṣam sinful reactions. Such a man of understanding acts with mind and intelligence perfectly controlled, gives up all senses of proprietorship over his possessions, and acts only for the bare necessities of life. Thus working, he is not affected by sinful reactions. Let's see. I'll see, because the internet says it's unstable. I'll try and turn the camera off, see if that changes it. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, we'll try it like this. Hopefully that's okay. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. A conscious person does not expect good or bad results in his activities. His mind and intelligence are fully controlled. He knows that he is a part and parcel of the Supreme, and therefore the part played by him as a part and parcel of the whole is not by his choice, but is chosen for him by the Supreme, and is done only through his agency. When the hand moves, it does not move out of its own accord, but by the endeavor of the whole body. A Kṛṣṇa conscious person is always dovetailed with the supreme desire, for he has no desire for personal sense gratification. He moves exactly like a part of a machine. As a machine part requires oiling and cleaning for maintenance, similarly, a Kṛṣṇa conscious man maintains himself by his work, just to remain fit for action in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. He is therefore immune to all the reactions of his endeavors. Like an animal, he has no proprietorship even over his own body. A cruel proprietor of an animal sometimes kills the animal in his possession, yet the animal does not protest, nor does it have any real independence. A Kṛṣṇa conscious person fully engaged in self-realization has very little time to falsely possess any material object. For maintaining body and soul, he does not require unfair means of accumulating money. He does not, therefore, become contaminated by such material sins. He is free from all reactions to his actions. There we go. Still says the connection's unstable. Well, give me 1 second. I'm gonna try and fix that. Okay, well, Josh says the connection seems fine, but no camera. Okay. Guess we'll turn the camera back on. Be able to see the beautiful face. Hello. Okay. Yeah, so that was the purport. Looking at the differences, I need to expand the page a bit. So you can see all the lines. There we go. There's been a comma added. Gives up all sense of proprietorship over his possessions and acts only for the bare necessities of life. I'm not sure why you would add a comma there, because it already says and acts. Usually, because it's a list, and so at the end you put and. So I'm not sure why there's a comma there. Maybe it says here. Oh, it does. Doesn't display the whole message. No. The comma after the part and parcel of the supreme. Wait. Is that? No, it's a different comma. This happened to be two comments about comma. Anyway, going on to the next change. He knows that he is part and parcel of the supreme, and therefore the part played by him as the part and parcel of the whole is not by his choice, but is chosen for him by the supreme, and is done only through his agency. So quite a few changes in that one sentence. He knows that because he is... what does it say? I don't have the original manuscript. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I'll have to put the microphone down. Ooh. 1 second. I think I butchered that spelling. It's on bookchanges.com. Manuscripts. I went past it. Ah, here it is. Chapter 4. Okay. Just while this is loading, but I know this website is a bit older. Some of the articles, like this is from 14 years ago, and so I'm wondering where this website's being hosted, and if that's the reason why it takes so long for this PDF to load, or maybe just because of the size. It's 1822. Ooh. Well, this is a bit it's a bit messed up. Huh. Anyway, what we were looking I'll close these two. What we're looking for is he knows because he is parts and parcel of the Supreme. He is part and parcel of the Supreme. Well, he knows. He knows that he is part and parcel of the Supreme. So they've added the because just sort of out of nowhere. I think, does it say anything here? It says here why he's added it, but the comment doesn't load properly. Man. Hold up, we'll see if I do this. Does this work? Because now I'm really interested in what this comment has to say. Oh, and it's a long one. Okay, so the comment, the comma after the part and parcel of the Supreme seemed to divide the sentence wrongly into two independent clauses, adding because and dropping and therefore fixes this. The second edition drops the language about choice supplied by the original editor and restores the original idea that the work is being done through the living entity by the Supreme. Huh. Okay. Interesting. So the comma, let's see. The comma splits the sentence wrong. Oh. Okay. I'm not gonna pretend like I have to know that I know about grammar that well, but I guess I'll just take the word, take his word for it. Seemed to divide the sentence wrongly. The comma after part and parcel of the Supreme, and therefore the part played by him as part and parcel of the whole is not by his choice. And because he is part and parcel, the part played by him as part and parcel of the whole is not. I see. This is a pretty complicated sentence because it starts off, he knows he's part and parcel of the Supreme, then splits, and therefore the part played by him splits again as part and parcel of the whole. So that's a split on top of this split, and then it goes back to the Supreme. Yeah, so I think I get the thing. Because he is part and parcel of the Supreme, part played by him as part of the. Yeah, okay. It's a complicated sentence. Anyway, going on to the next change, is not his own activity, but is only being done through him. That's the second edition. The original says is not his. Wait, yeah, is not his by choice, but is chosen for him by the Supreme, and is done only through his agency. Now, it did. The comment did say that it drops the language choice supplied by the original editor and restores the original idea that the work is being done through the living entity by the Supreme. Let's see what it says here. We can. Oh my. His agency only. Chosen for him. It does have the little scribble chosen for him. Is done by the Supreme through his agency. But they've gotten rid of the part through his agency. It's done through him by the Supreme. Chosen for him by the Supreme. In the original and in the manuscript, it says done by the Supreme through his agency. And then it's been chosen instead of done. Okay, interesting. So yes, it is technically going closer to the manuscripts. It has been an editorial choice to put chosen for here instead of being done. But they've changed that and gone back to that. But they've gotten rid of the part where it says only through his agency. From the original and the manuscript. In the manuscript, it says through his agency only. But in the second edition, it says nothing about agency. It does say only being done through him by the Supreme, but it doesn't talk about agency. Which it does change the meaning a bit. Something being done through the Supreme and then through the Supreme's agency. What is it? Does it say that? It says through his agency only. Yeah. Anyway, going on to the next one. Similarly, a Kṛṣṇa conscious man has been changed to so. A Kṛṣṇa conscious man. Is there printed version of the second edition says as a machine part standard idiom as so. As a what? As a machine part. Okay. The standard idiom. As a machine part requires oiling and cleaning. Similarly, a Kṛṣṇa. As a machine part requires oil and cleaning for maintenance, so a Kṛṣṇa conscious man maintains. I don't like that. Yeah. As a machine part requires oiling and cleaning for maintenance, so a Kṛṣṇa conscious man maintains himself by his work just to remain fit for action. As a machine part requires oiling and cleaning for maintenance, similarly, a Kṛṣṇa conscious man maintains himself by his work just to remain fit for action in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Yeah, get rid of this. I bet in the manuscript it says similarly. We can. Where does it say that? Similarly. It says similarly. Yeah. So, I don't know. The standard idiom. What does it say? Standard idiom. I butchered that spelling. Standard idiom as so. Wait a minute. Hold up. The standard idiom is as so. This? Okay. I mean, in this, okay, I was just reading that to myself in my head, but it usually is you say as, so, as like one little chunk, but as machine parts require oiling for cleaning and maintenance, so a Krishna conscious man maintains himself. Yeah, I don't know, that doesn't read right to me. Similarly does read better. Ask ChatGPT. Ooh, that is true. I can do that. ChatGPT. What are these guys? I want that. Oh, I gotta sign in and stuff. Anyway, I don't know my login. Yeah, I like the first edition, and this isn't going closer to Prabhupada's manuscript, so it's not real. Well, that's all the changes. Talking about the actual purports. Yes, I don't know. I don't have a lot to say. It's written well. Makes sense. It talks about basically how a person isn't in control. I'm not say isn't in con. Yeah, the person only is able to do things by the grace of the supreme personality of Godhead. Yeah, and anything that a person does is by their can you refer to the supreme personality God as there? It's interesting, but by the what's the word? The word that his agency. Yeah, nothing. It's not his choice, but is chosen by the supreme and done through his agency. So everything is done through the supreme personality of Godhead's agency. And when someone gives up, their proprietorship over their possessions, yeah, and gives up that sort of ownership mentality, uh there there won't be an effect of sinful reactions. It does say that in the translation here. It also says a Krishna conscious person fully engaged in self-realization has very little time to falsely possess any material object. So yeah, giving up that ownership, that possession sort of mindset. I find the next part interesting. For maintaining body and soul, he does not require unfair means of accumulating money. He does not therefore become contaminated by such material sins. He is free from all reactions to his actions. So yeah, having that, well, not having the materialistic attitude, not being materialistic, comes with the benefits of being free from all reactions to his actions, or free from all reactions to your actions. And I'm guessing that comes from there won't be a lot of actions that you'd be taking if you didn't have the proprietorship, or you didn't have the unfair means of accumulating money. If you know and as it says in the translation, only acts only for the bare necessities of life. If you're acting only for the bare necessities of life, um I guess by design, all of your activities and actions would be in the mode of goodness, and have not much karmic, or not at all karmic reactions. And so yeah, it says all reaction, he does not have, but he is free from all reactions to his actions. So yeah, it also, the part where it's talking about the machine oiling, um, maintaining yourself as a Krishna conscious person, um, fit for the action of transcendental loving service of the Lord. I don't maintains himself by his work. Um, yeah, so it doesn't specifically say what the work is, but that's sort of a uh speculation, or not speculation. Speculation is not the right word, but it's a people know what the work of a Christian conscious man is. Doing the sadhana, doing the bhakti, um, yoga, doing the chanting, um, doing all of that sort of stuff, service, is the work of a Christian conscious person, and that will keep you fit for the transcendental service of the Lord. Yeah. I'm liking this purport. It's written well. What else? Oh yeah. A Krishna conscious person does not expect good or bad results in his activities. His mind and intelligence are fully controlled. So doing uh whatever activities that you're doing, whether it be going to work, eating some food, whatever, protesting at parliament. A Krishna conscious person does not expect good or bad results from his activities. So doing that sort of stuff, it's especially pertinent. Not especially, but it's pertinent about going and doing Harinam and chanting down at the parliament protests and stuff. I was there. And there was like a whole bunch of uh backlash, or a whole bunch of people who, you know, were thinking and said that, you don't know the results, or you don't know what's gonna happen in the future as a result of you being there and you doing that stuff there. But here it says a Krishna conscious person does not expect good or bad results in his activities. So, just do it anyway. There's no expecting a good or a bad result. I would like to expect a good result. I guess if it's a activity done by a Krishna conscious person, there's no need to expect it to be a good result, because it always will be a good result. Um, but yeah, definitely expecting bad results, or having the thought like, oh, you don't know, that is not the correct way. And that is the contemporary application that I'm going to use for today. Okay, so to finish us off, I'm going to go back to the purport again. Nirāśīr yata-cittātmā tyakta-sarva-parigrahaḥ śārīraṁ kevalam karma kurvan nāpnoti kilbiṣam. Such a man of understanding acts with mind and intelligence perfectly controlled, gives up all sense of proprietorship over his possessions, and acts only for the bare necessities of life. Thus, working, he is not affected by sinful reactions. There we go. Well, thank you guys for watching live, or if you're watching afterwards, thank you also. If you enjoy any of the content that we do here, give it a like, give it a share, tag your friends, and yeah, I'll be back tomorrow to do Bhagavad-gita 4:22, getting through chapter 4, almost to chapter 5, which is another week or so. Yeah. Good morning, good evening, or good night. It is a good night for me. And yeah, Param Vijayate Sri Kṛṣṇa saying Kirtanam, total world victory of Hari Kṛṣṇa. Hari Bol.